Hello students, in the last video we talked about poetry and today we are going to explore types of poems. But before delving into types of poems, let's have a look at the definition of poetry. What is poetry? Poetry is a creative form of writing that uses rhythmic language and literary devices to express emotions, ideas and experiences. Now students, there are different ways of expressing these feelings and emotions, and yes, we are going to talk about types of poems today. Let's have a look at different types of poems. We are going to explore 6 different types of poems, namely haiku, ode, narrative poem, didactic poem, limerick and free verse. We'll take one in each detail now. First of all, let's talk about haiku. Haiku is a short poem with 17 syllables split across 3 lines. It is a very short poem. It is only composed of 3 lines. The first line has 5 syllables, second line has 7 syllables and third line has 5 syllables. So always remember this short tip. The syllable is 5, 7 and 5. So we'll explore the example now. An old silent pond, a frog jumps into the pond, splash, silence again. Now I have rewritten these lines with the stressed syllables. You can have a look once again. An old silent pond. A frog jumps into the pond. Splash, silence again. Students, actually this is a Japanese verse form and it is known for its simplicity and depth of emotion. So always remember 3 lines and the syllable formula is 5, 7, 5. Let's move on to the second form, that is ode. It's a very short name, ODE, ode, and this is a poem specifically written to praise and glorify somebody or something. And many of these poems often begin with title ode on or ode to. Let's have the example, Ode to the West Wind. It's a very famous poem by a very famous poet, Percy Shelley. Ode to the West Wind. Here, Shelley addresses west wind as a powerful force of nature, and he also explores the themes of inspiration, transformation and the power of poet's words. I would like to mention something here, students. When somebody is writing an ode, he is using highly elevated form of expression and high use of imagery. I would like to quote a very, very important line from this poem, that is the last line of Ode to the West Wind. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? Just explore the meaning of this powerful sentence and it will change your life forever. Let's move on now to the third form, that is a narrative poem. Now what is a narrative poem? As the name suggests, this is a poem that tells a story. Let's have a look at the example, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. This famous poem tells the story of a man who is visited by a mysterious raven late at night and the emotional turmoil that ensues as he grapples with his grief over the loss of his beloved Lenore. Now in this type of poetry, students, the elements of poetry are combined with the elements of storytelling, hence the name narrative poetry. Now let's talk about another kind of poem, didactic poems. Student, these type of poems are instructional in nature and offer valuable lessons or suggestions on a particular way of being, how to conduct our life. Now let's have a look at the example. If by Rudyard Kipling offers advice and guidance on how to navigate the challenges and obstacles of life with courage, integrity and perseverance. It imparts valuable lessons on self-discipline, humility, resilience, making it a classic example of didactic poetry. I would suggest students do read this poem and enjoy the emotions and experiences of this poem. Now students, let's talk about the fifth form of poetry, that is limerick. This is a funny poem and it is again of 5 lines that often follows a rhyme pattern. Usually a limerick is associated with having an unconventional sense of humor. So let's have a look at the example now. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared. Two owls and a hen, four larks and a wren have all built their nest in my beard. So sounds very funny. But students, just focus on the rhyme pattern. Here we have beard. We can denote it as A. Feared, again because it rhymes with beard, so it is A. Then hen can be denoted as B. Wren as B. And finally beard again as A. So in a limerick, we follow A, B, A rhyme pattern. So it's a funny poem, short poem with a rhyme pattern. Now moving on to the last type of poem, free verse. When poets are expressing their feelings, they express their feelings freely, without any foundation, without any inhibition. That is a type of poem that does not rhyme. It flows freely from one sentence to the next, and each line does not end with a rhyming word. And the very famous poet Walt Whitman talks about Song of Myself using free verse. Here he celebrates the individual self and the unity of all humanity, expressing his thoughts and experiences in a spontaneous and unstructured manner. Students, keyword here is unstructured. I would like to recite the first line of this very famous poem, I celebrate myself and sing myself. So just to recap, we have done 6 types of poems today: haiku, ode, limerick, free verse, didactic poems and narrative poems. Now let's move on to the last end of our video, that is the task time. Students, I am sure you have enjoyed this video, and now I would like you to explore each of the poems that we have discussed in this video, and you will learn a lot about the type of poem and you would love poetry. So enjoy reading this poem and have a great time. Happy learning.